Hello guys, this is part 2 of core and glutes. In this video we will be progressing the exercises from the previous video. You'll only need 2 pieces of equipment, that's a yoga block or a pillow and a resistance band. We're going to go through the entire training session together through each rep in each set, so grab your water bottle and towel and let's get started. The first exercise, the modified inchworm. Have your feet shoulders width apart, knees straight, and walk your hands out above your head without losing posture of your low back. Then walk your hands back underneath your shoulders in the push-up position. We're going to perform this for 5 reps. The key here is trying to maintain that position of your low back without letting it kind of drop down as you keep going up overhead. Transitioning into the next exercise, where we'll need our yoga block or pillow. We're going to start off in a 4-point kneeling position on our hands and knees. We're going to place the block or pillow in between our knees. This is going to be a cue for us to squeeze those legs together, keeping the block nice and stable as we lift our knees off the ground. So we're going to push through our arms and through our shoulder blades, lifting up and holding for 5 to 10 seconds. For 5 reps. Now feel free to explore different positions and just lean forward or lean back if you feel comfortable, as long as you're maintaining that posture of your low back. We got about 2 more reps here. I'm going to come up and hold. Now I'm holding it longer than 5 seconds, but 5 seconds is enough. If you want to challenge yourself, go up to 10 and back down, and then up again. Slowly controlling through your shoulders, we're going to come down and transition into the next exercise where we'll need our resistance band and yoga block. We're going to place the yoga block between our legs as we lay on our back. We're going to be pulling the resistance band apart, and we're going to be going overhead as we're doing a hip thrust. So pull the band apart, bring your hands up over your head as you're extending your hips while squeezing the block. Now you could control the amount of intensity you press in through the block and how much you pull the band apart. And we'll perform 2 sets of 10 reps of this. We have a couple more reps here before we transition to our next exercise, which we're going to be on our hands and knees in that 4-point kneeling position and pressing through the ground, moving through our shoulder blades, lifting our knees off the floor. I'm going to perform these lift-offs for 1 set of 10 reps with a 2 to 5 second hold. It's important to maintain that lumbar posture and avoid cheating through your elbows. We have one more rep before getting into the next exercise. And the next one is going to be the side plank. So we're going to be on our right side with our legs nice and straight, the top leg staggered in front of the bottom leg. I'm going to hold this for 10 seconds for 2 reps on each side. And almost done here. I'm going to switch over onto the left side and perform the same thing. Just 2 more seconds here before we transition into the next one, where we're going to need our resistance band. We're going to be still in a similar position on our side, and this is going to be the clamshell side plank. So as we do this, we're going to bring our hip up and forward, and we're going to have our feet moving away from each other for 10 reps. I'm going to maintain this position as we go through this. And this is another angle just showing you not to rotate your hips back. So have that top bone facing either straight or pointed down. Couple more reps before we switch back onto our right side and perform the same thing. At this point, you should really be feeling your glutes and your obliques working. If your shoulder gets tired, just take a few minutes to rest and then come back up. Great job, guys. Let's give our glutes a rest, put the band away, and we're going to get into dead bugs. With this particular dead bug, we're going to do it a little bit different from last time. So we're going to have a slower tempo. 3 seconds going down and 3 seconds going up. 3, 2, one where you want to fully extend your leg and your arm, and then 3 seconds coming back. 3, 2, 1. That's going to be 1 rep. We're going to do 5 on each side. Try to maintain that flat back posture so your low back is pressed up against the ground as you're doing this. And if you're starting to get tired, just take a break for a few seconds and get right back into it. One last rep, and then we're going to switch sides here. Switching on to our left side. And once again, if you need to take a break, just take a break for a few seconds and then hop back in. We got one more rep, and then we're going to do one more set of this same sequence. At this point, your core is going to be on fire. If you need to take a break, just press pause, give yourself a few seconds or a minute before getting back into the second set. So I'm going to start back up with the right side, dropping the right hand down, still maintaining that 3-second tempo for 5 reps. Great job, guys. We're going to give our core a little bit of a break here. We're going to grab our band and start targeting our glutes again. We're going to do a single leg hip thrust. So we're going to put the band around both thighs, keeping your thighs parallel with each other. You're going to have one of them off the floor, and you're going to squeeze your glutes and lift your hip up. We're going to do 10 per side, and you could just hold for about a second or two and make sure your left leg is not dropping or rotating throughout the entire movement. We got another rep before we switch back to the other leg for another set of 10. Once again, if you need to take a break, just pause, take your few seconds, and then hop back in. With this, you mainly want to feel your hamstrings and your glutes working. You don't necessarily want to feel your low back. If you do, you want to take a few seconds to take a break or squeeze your glutes and get that pelvic tilt before lifting up your hips. Couple more reps, and then we're going to grab our block or pillow again. And we're going to place it in between our legs, getting back into that dead bug position. So you're laying on your back with your legs and hands up. And we're going to do a modified dead bug. So you're squeezing the block, maintaining your knees at 90 degrees, and just drop your heels down to tap the ground and come back up. I like to do this in a 2-second tempo, 2 seconds going down and 2 seconds going up. And we're going to perform this for 10 reps. What often happens with a lot of people, they start to curve their low back when they're doing this. So you want to make sure you're initiating that pelvic tilt the entire time to maintain a flat back. Great job, guys. Getting into the next exercise is going to be the reverse plank. So we're going to position ourselves on our hands and feet. And we're going to bring our hip up like we're doing a bridge. And then lift your left leg off the ground and straighten it out. And then return back to normal position. We're going to perform this for 10 reps. And we're going to hold for 2 to 5 seconds at the top. As you're doing this, you want to make sure you're keeping good alignment with your knee, hip, and shoulder where it's nice and straight. And you're not allowing your hips to rotate at all. This next movement is a more difficult one, so take breaks as needed. These are called plank walkouts. So we're going to be in a plank position, and similar to what we had done earlier with the inchworms where we're walking our hands out, we're going to do the same, but we're on our forearms. And you don't need to lift your arm up too much, just a little bit, and then back down to position your elbow underneath your shoulder. I'm going to perform 3 sets of 5 of these. Take as long as you need with your breaks. We want to limit the amount of rotation in the hips while keeping that good alignment of our core. If you break form with this, it's okay. It's no big deal. Still trying to finish your set. We got one more set of this. Push yourself a little bit here. Just a few more reps. Great job, guys. All right, guys, this is the home stretch here. We got one more exercise, and this is one of my favorites. I call this the reactive bird dog, and we're in that bird dog position, and it's essentially the same thing, but we've changed the tempo of this. So we're coming down slow to touch our knee, and then as soon as we touch, we're going to quickly pop and extend our limbs as fast as possible while still maintaining that balance at the end of the position. So it's quickly lower touch and quickly pop out. So you want to keep your spine still nice and steady here, minimizing any type of rotation, and still getting that pop as soon as you touch. We're going to perform 1 set of 10 on each side. And you could hold for about a second or two just to secure that position at the end. I'm going to switch sides here. So slowly lower, tap, and then quickly pop out. Fantastic job, guys. I know I said this was the last one, but I lied. Well, kind of. We're just going to finish off with a quick 10-second plank as a finisher of the workout that you guys just did. So right when we finish this, we're going to get right into a quick 10-second plank. And almost done here. Keep holding it. I think this was longer than 10 seconds. There we go. All right, guys, great job. Now you can perform this training routine 1 to 3 times a week, depending on your activity levels and current training program. Thanks for tuning in, guys. And if you do want to see part 3, just like the video. Cheers.